Hi, Thomasine. Thanks for being here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Linda.
Okay.
I guess I'll just start off with the type of cancer I was diagnosed with. I had a ductal carcinoma, and I also had an HER2 positive result on that. I had two masses. And maybe for a second, I got scared, but then I went into warrior fight mode. And I'm a true believer in a positive attitude. Maybe some of you have seen my videos online because they have a lot of views. Most people comment on my videos and go, "You're like smiling in every picture." So I think one of the most important things that you could ever do in any kind of a diagnosis medically that could be scary or possibly terminal is to just be positive. I mean, I was really positive. I went into it completely. I mean, I was so positive that at chemotherapy, the doctors would say, "Hey, can you sleep today?" They didn't want me in there telling jokes, smiling, and having a good time, making people smile. They felt like you should be sick in your chair and taking the medicine. And
Okay, what I'm getting to just go back a second is that you were laughing. You were bringing in, even though it seemed hopeless and dire, and even though it seemed kind of like the medical situation and the people involved were also kind of like perpetuating low frequencies, you somehow stayed buoyant, is what I'm
did.
hearing.
And in fact, I didn't realize how buoyant I was, but lately I've had a few friends who have had diagnoses, and they're coming to me and they're saying they're not scared because they watched how I went through it. I documented everything. I always thought positive. I gave up alcohol. With any kind of cancer, alcohol is the worst thing you can put in your body, and potatoes, and basically any kind of carb that turns to sugar that will feed a tumor. So I had to get
what my friends call the white death. They call it the white death.
Yeah, it is the white death, white. Okay? I eat sugar, I get cellulite. I stop sugar, I lose 10 pounds,
Well, yeah, definitely. It's really, then the whole light wave thing, just to like segue over to that, is like, we're all made up of light waves at a core level, and all the light waves are the colors of the rainbow, and all the healthiest foods for our body are also the colors of the rainbow.
Are the colors of the rainbow.
You're not seeing the tan of a steak. You're not seeing white rice, white bread, white, tortillas.
No.
All of that.
And that's
sugar.
Really, nutrition is sometimes very hard for people, and that is a huge change that I made.
Yeah.
And doing research.
And no soda. I think no soda is...
Never.
I think people, you get trained to drink certain things, and soda's just horrible. Any way you look at it, even the fake sweeteners. I don't care if they're saying this fake sweetener is good for you. It's chemicals, water. I'm a water, wine, and coffee person myself. I try and stick to those three. I'm mostly water.
I'm water and coffee. Because coffee I haven't given up yet, but I gave up a few things, a lot of things. But I know we're touching on a dramatic cancer issue, but another issue I'd love to touch on while we're touching on it, Linda, if you're okay with it, is I didn't have a job when this happened to me. So basically I had to go to the state and ask for help.
Wow.
And because I'm a single mom of my son, they have to take care of me, okay? Right. It's not like they can turn me away. They have to. So
because
I have to first say, hey, thanks to the state of California for keeping me alive, okay? But at the same time, I fought tooth and nail to get every single thing done to me, okay? I had a lot of frustrations. I had a doctor die halfway through my reconstruction. They didn't want to give me another doctor. And what I'm trying to get to is, let's all get ready for our new healthcare plan. And I'm going to tell you right now that if you don't get on the phone and scream bloody murder, you will die. I'm not going to lie, okay? Because I fought for every single thing. A prosthesis. We don't have a code. Did you ever give one to someone Well, yeah, 3 years ago, open her chart, find the code. They didn't want to go in to do surgery. Let's watch it. Let's wait. It's a big game of waiting and waiting. And so my advice to anybody is don't even wait one day. Just start picking up the phone from day one and bugging the shit out of them, and you will get what you want. But it's going to be really hard for a lot of people who don't have drive. So I already went through it because basically it's just going to be state healthcare. That's what it is. Nationalized healthcare. So, and it's all going to have authorization. So not going to be good.
And then what you're looking at is, even if you don't look at all the dogma attached to it, you're looking at a numbers thing. So when you have people that are on free healthcare, you've got a lot more numbers going on in the office of the clinics or the doctors that will accept that health care. So there's going to be a wait, and there's going to be a fight to get urgent care because there's so many people trying to get care. So that's really good advice. It's like, I mean, sorry, it's ancient, but the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And sometimes
I'll tell you what,
it really matters, you have to be that squeaky wheel. It's part of the drive. It's part of, getting what you want.
And also, I think what's really important is that people research, because most people, when they get a diagnosis of cancer, the first thing they want to do is jump real fast. You're going to listen to the doctor, oh my God, I don't want to die, and they're going to do whatever the doctor says.
Just so you know, you're breaking up a little bit, so for people out there, don't think, I'm morphing her into cyborg or something on purpose. You're breaking up in this really cool you still look like you're some science fiction, like, hot babe.
Am I reptilian yet?
You're back in the 3D looking all good. Okay, good. All right.
That was my reptilian side.
There's that YouTube contingent that will be sure that somehow the reptilians came in and showed themselves in that moment on my bad Skype recorder, but I can assure you.
Hey, you know what? At least half my nose didn't disappear, right? Right. So I'm just gonna I'm a comedian too. That's why my doctors hated me. I'm just gonna briefly explain to you a little bit. Most of the time nowadays when you have breast cancer, they do what is called a lumpectomy, and they remove the tumor and check for cancer outside line of the margins. And if they find it outside of the margins, then they have to do a mastectomy. Well, nowadays they do what's called a modified mastectomy, where they remove most of the breast, but leave a lot of tissue there.
Hold on, again, you're breaking up a little bit.
State healthcare. Houston, do we have a problem?
Tommy, yeah. Houston, we are having a problem. I don't want people to miss this because there are people that are like going through this right now. And stop. Let's get you into the space. Like back up maybe a little bit and let me see. Oh, it's amazing how you can still look good even in like reptilian state. Okay, right there. If you don't move, that's kind of at least. Okay, there you go. Looking good, Tommy. Looking good, Tommy.
Okay. So what happened with me is when I went to the doctor, because they sent me at least to 4 or 5 surgeons, authorizing a surgeon, and then telling me the surgeon can't perform the surgery because he's not authorized to use our facility. You get it? You can do the surgery. Oh, wait, but you're not allowed to go there, so you can't do it. I went through that 6 times. By the 6th time, there was a second mass. So they basically, which I have a photo for you. This is for our internet friends. You know who you are.
Oh, there you are. This is my chest. You're in perfect focus right now. Can you see it?
Okay. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's my chest after they removed my breast all the way down to the bone. That's a radical mastectomy. They don't even do those anymore. And the mark you see on my chest is right before they radiate. It's during radiation. You can see the burn and everything. Now, most women...
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Man, I'm so sorry you went through that. Wow, that's huge.
I'm absolutely, you know what? I'm blessed that I went through it, because before I went through it, I was a really insecure chick and a very needy and didn't think I was that great of a person. And going through something like this, I'm just so blessed to be alive now, and I could care less what anyone thinks. But so now most of the time, and to you women out there who are listening to this, when you go for your reconstruction, they give you a choice. You can use your stomach, you can use your back. Okay? Now, all you ladies who wear a bra, and you know that little annoying little fat that hangs over the back of your bra, that's what they use. Oh, I don't have that. So, I had a doctor who, bless his soul, died, who decided to go out on a limb, but it had to be my choice to agree to the procedure. So what he did, whereas Christina Applegate, when she had cancer, she just took her breasts off and put in implants and was reconstructed. Because you're radiated, you can't do that because you cannot attach anything to that skin because it's dead. So they had to actually go into my back, another photo, and put the expander in my back, and they stretched my back out like they would my front, and then they cut it off and put it on the front and removed all my dead radiated skin. So this is a picture of my back.
Wow.
Okay? And I walked around with that for a month. And I even went camping with that. But it was fun when I ran through the campgrounds yelling I got stung by a bee. So, I mean,
oh my gosh.
Okay.
Wow.
So, but in doing that, because when they reconstruct you, they graft your skin from the back to the front. I had to take so much, as you saw the picture of mastectomy, they had so much to remove that I would have had a manual back. So he put the expander in the back, created the skin, and all I have now is one line of a scar that goes across my back.
Wow, wow, wow.
Now,
Jeez.
then, when they're done, they took, after the breast was done, they take the expander, put it in the front, so you've had a surgery on the back and one on the front, which try to sleep like that. And then they go and decide when that's all healed that they're going to expand it, and then they're going to add the nipple. Well, my doctor, the second doctor, because my first surgeon died on the day of my mastectomy, 1 year later to the date, 2 years later. Everything happens on December 21st, except the world ending. But this is the day every year that something happens to me.
Glad the world didn't end.
Yeah. Or a doctor died or whatever. But then they decided when they did my surgery, the doctor decided that he was going to do my nipple at the same time as the reconstruction. And anyone out there who is getting a reconstructed breast, do not let them do those two together. They're not supposed to. My nipple died. And at that point, after I was on my 8th surgery, I'm like, I'm done. I don't care. You can only put one in your mouth at a time. Whoops. Just kidding. Sorry. But when you think about it.
Oh, my God. All right. Go, Thommy. All right.
But when you think about it that way, it makes it easier on a woman.
Yeah,
so,
okay. Yeah, for sure.
You know, and I know a lot of women are coming to me. People are coming to me right now saying, I don't know if I'm going to do the nipple. Well, if they do it at a separate time, I think it's okay. Or do it tattooed is what I recommend. Okay. So that's one interesting thing because they made mine out of they cut off some of my other breasts to make the nipple, but they made the areola. I'm just going to tell you.
I guess
they made
the
areola
now.
And they made the areola out of an inner piece of my thigh. They took a piece of skin. Yeah. Right where your bikini line is.
How are you looking?
Like shit. Listen, you know what?
Luckily, you've been blessed with a beautiful face, and I've seen you. You're like in great shape, so I'm sure it's just like, not. I'm sure it's still wonderful.
Well, you know what? It is what it is, and it looks great in clothes, so I'm all good. You know what I mean? Right. And it looks good in a bikini. So what are you going to do? But back to what you do. I recommend a high pH balanced diet. In pH.
Yeah, that's a good thing. A friend of mine, Sherry Lee, she talks about that a lot on her videos too, about staying in the acidic realm. In the alkaline realm and out of the acid realm.
Because you don't want to have an acidic body. It breeds disease. But, which is interesting, okay, I was taking tamoxifen, which is, because I did chemo, radiation, then after that I did a year of chemo, and then I take tamoxifen. But tamoxifen is a liver carcinogen. Now, you got to take it 5 years, but now they've lengthened it to 10. I went off it at 3.5 because I'm not going to get liver cancer, because liver cancer isn't very survivable. Breast cancer is. So I went off it, and I'm cleaning my body out of the toxins right now because it'll store in your liver. I don't recommend anyone to go off a medication that their doctor has prescribed them, but I don't think I need any more poison in my body, so I went off of it.
Well, there you go.
But I think another thing that I did.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I just think it's important that you listen to your body too, because, you know, a doctor's going to tell you one thing and you're going to hear a lot of things. And ultimately, I think your body has a wisdom too, is all I'm saying. So I think that you should consider what you feel as well as what the doctors say.
My oncologist the other day says, why are people saying that this high pH? I told him I was eating a lot of kale and broccoli, and I was eating like almonds and avocados, you know, for fats and everything. And he said to me, this whole pH thing, you shouldn't throw your body out of whack like that. I kind of looked at him and I was like, wow. My other doctor, I was having a conversation with a woman about nutrition because she had cancer, and he came to the door and he's like, why are you here? Are you a doctor? Sorry, he had an accent. Whoops. But he had a heart attack on December 22nd, so he's gone too. But
oh yeah, what you eat, what you eat is paramount to your health. I really believe that. I mean, obviously, we've all heard the stories of the yoga teacher, vegan eating, nut, raw foodist that got cancer. But that's the rare story. That's not the everyday story. The everyday story is the over meat eating, white carb eating, stressed out person overdoing alcohol and smoking.
Birth control taking. That's the first question.
You know what? That's really interesting because I think that early I felt a real aversion to that. That's really interesting you say that. But I should probably, you know, stop this interview for now, only because it's so long. And we should come back and talk more about this. I do think birth control, the pill, is a very dangerous thing. I really do. So I'm going to agree with you on that. And
can I just want to say one more thing. Only one more thing. Referring to a lot of people have heard of Kangen water. Have you heard of Kangen water, the high pH balanced water that you can drink? That's made from the electromagnetics. They started it in Japan in the hospitals, and they brought them over.
Do you recommend it?
Here in this country, and you can buy it. I recommend it. I recommend if you're undergoing chemotherapy, if you can get yourself a source where you can get it, to drink a gallon a day. That's what I did. But people have to realize that it reverts back in 36 hours. So if you buy the water, it only has a 36-hour shelf life before it's back to regular water and the pH, the magnetics aren't working in it anymore. So a lot of people buy it and have it and think they're doing something good for their body and they're drinking regular water. So, but it's amazing, and it really flushes your system out, and I think that's why all my friends who have been diagnosed are dead, and I'm still alive. I think I owe a lot of it to Kangen water. So.
Wow. Well, that's really important takeaway with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to get a hold of Thomasine, she's at Lonely Girl for You, and do you have a website too?
Lonely Gal for You, and it's with a number 4 and a U on the end, just the number 4 and a letter U. Lonely Gal for You.
I'll leave it in the link box below too for everybody.
Right. And if anyone has any questions, and Linda, yeah, I'd love to come back sometime because I also would like to talk about the CBDs from the cannabinoid plant.